What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 34 of Table Cheese. I'm your host for this week of the Cheesy Controller podcast, Anton Sixxx, 3X's. Joining me, as always, we have the man, the myth, the legend, the Cape Blue Satyr. We've got the man behind FTO, D. Murray.
You hear that crowd back there? It's good to be here. It's good to be here. This is a great episode of Table Cheese. Episode 34. This time we got that behind the scenes. 34. We've been kind of MIA for a good minute, man. We've been busy doing stuff, but it's good to be here. I'm glad you're hosting.
Yeah. I actually had an outfit change. This is my second podcast of the day, and I was successfully pulled an entire hairstyle and outfit change in the course of the last 12 hours,
Anton's been attending the podcast gala. That's what's been going on. Been hobnobbing and sprucing it up with all the podcasters out there. I dig it.
But yeah, so we got a lot to talk about this week. I just want to start off. You guys know Final Fantasy 16, my most anticipated game of 2023. It finally came out. I'm not even sure. I might have played the demo last time, but since then I've put probably about 20 hours into the game past where the demo, because I transferred my save from the demo, so that picks up right there. And then I've probably put about 20 hours in the past week and a half into just I'm doing everything. Hunt shows up on the hunt board, I'm doing it. A side quest shows up somewhere, I'm doing it. Somebody has a random request for me, I'm doing it. I will actively curve around the main story quest to just make sure that I do not miss anything. I am doing every single thing this game is giving me the ability to do, and I'm over leveled at this point for
That's how you play Final Fantasy, though. That's how you play Final Fantasy. When it comes up to you just do it. Don't treat it like Skyrim. Just go and do it. And if you go and do it, you won't regret it. You won't regret it because those boss battles, they are stronger than the minions you fight in the field. So yeah.
Oh man, those boss battles! I heard somebody compare this game scale-wise to God of War 3, and that is such an apt comparison. Because
those bosses in God of War 3, oh my gosh, dude, they were
the sense of scale that you get of this just insurmountable wall that you're dealing with in front of you, and just being all right, I got my sword and I'm gonna do this. It really has a lot of moments of that energy to it.
Ooh, see, how many bosses have you fought so far inside this game?
It depends on what you consider a boss. As far as icons,
okay,
I think I've only done one icon v icon battle. But I know I'm coming up on another one because even earlier today, when I recorded Cheesy Controller, I was saying that it wasn't. I didn't even start to see the threads of the next fight that I knew was coming up because they talked about kind of the order they go in the pre-release stuff. So,
well, spell it out for me. How was the fight mechanics? You said it depends on how I say boss battle. So it's not a traditional straight shooting game. You don't do an objective, follow the story, then fight the boss, and go to the next objective and fight the boss. How does it play out?
Well, so there are a lot of stages that are very linear that work for the arcade mode because the combat is essentially Devil May Cry combat. It is you feel powerful, you feel like you have a lot of options at any given time. You're getting little star ratings on the side of doing certain combos. I have I just got
negative for a lot of gamers right now. I know a lot of people were for and not for that fighting mechanic.
My opinion on that is because I played Final Fantasy 14 and I know the pedigree of this team and I know like
Okay.
I can appreciate a lot of like I know Soken. Every time that music just really hits home, it's because Masayoshi Soken made it hit home. Like
Okay.
just understanding Creative Business Unit 3 from playing 1,000 hours of Final Fantasy 14, I'm fully aware of like how capable this team is with storytelling, with world building, with game, like the fact that in a MMO framework, like I typically, for the longest, I was not the MMO guy. I didn't like MMOs. The only MMO that I played for the longest was Destiny, and that was like an MMO light. It was more of like
Right.
a traditional first-person shooter, like sci-fi
But
campaign thing, but it was an MMO like there was an undercurrent of MMO there. Now it's a
right.
full-on
So
MMO with like monetization
with
problems.
with actual what shooting is inside of it now. Yeah. Yeah. They kind of change their whole thing around. But it sounds like you're saying with Final Fantasy that the fight mechanics doesn't hinder you too much
Oh
because like
no,
the
it
gameplay,
is
the
one of
music,
the
everything
highlights.
else
No,
is going for
the
you.
gameplay is one of the highlights of this game. It is fun. It is like rewarding for you. You think like you wonder, can I do this? Like try something out, and then it works as far as combat goes. Like,
Yeah.
and the way it's fluidity and the way they're like, as it's adding more and more powers to like your arsenal, and you're like rotating through skills, and then it doesn't cost anything to like respec your character. So every time I get, because there are certain trophies linked to certain abilities on certain icons, and I'm
Right.
trying to get the platinum trophy in this. So like as I'm going through, I'm trying to like use these like not necessarily set as default abilities from the different icons, and yeah, it there is the one thing I'll say is there aren't a lot of RPG elements like in the traditional sense. Well, in any sense really. Like I know there were some headlines going around this week that God of War 2018 and Ragnarok are more of RPGs than Final Fantasy 16. And I mean in ways that is true. This is much more of like a skill-based third-person character action game, and some of my favorite games of all time fall into that category, like Nier Automata. And I'll say the combat in Final Fantasy 16 is stronger than in Nier Automata, and that's
And you talk
like,
highly about that game. Yeah, you
yes,
talk very highly about
the
that game.
game. Yeah, Nier Automata
Okay.
is a must-play. Like Nier Automata, like the less you know going in, the better. Just know it's a really good game, and
Final Fantasy
when you
like
see
excels that.
credits roll, the first time you see credits roll will be probably like 10 to 15 hours in or so. Keep going. That's all I'll say. It's like that game has 26 endings. You only really need the first 5, I want to say. But yeah, there are 26 endings to Nier Automata, one for every letter of the alphabet. And A through E are your critical path. The first time you see credits roll will be ending A, and you need to go from ending A through play through B through play through C to get endings D and E.
You talked about the arsenal in Final Fantasy 16 earlier. Like,
Uh,
are the weapons up to par for you? Like,
oh,
are they doing it? Are they doing it? Because I see the tutorial weapon. The tutorial weapon is the sparring sword, but your starting weapon is the Imperial Infantry blade. What blade have you gotten to? Yeah, you got the bastard sword. You got like the braid heart. The
yeah. So the Braveheart was the pre-order bonus. So that was
right.
the sword I started the game with, because I pre-ordered that game months ago. So I started off with the Braveheart. I've made it all the way to I think
130.
it's the Platinum Sword.
And for everyone listening, the Braveheart is like 130 attack, 130 strategy also. But you said the Platinum Sword is where you have right. That sword is 200. It's available in Chiron's Toll
Yep.
during the after the storm main quest. So like that's a out of all the swords here, like it's a pretty standard sword. I did finally like the highest level power sword. I'm not gonna say it because I feel like
Yeah.
it's kind of a
Nope.
spoiler to do
Please.
that. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna do that.
Don't do
Yeah,
that.
that's a spoiler. I'm not gonna do that. But like that platinum sword is a 200 sword. Like it seems like you said like you're earlier on in the game. I feel like that's not too bad to tell. But that's 200 power and 200
Well,
strategy sword.
I was actually. Let me see if I can bring this page back up. I was looking on how long to beat for Final
Okay.
Fantasy 16, and a completionist run is 63 and a half hours. So, considering
You're
I'm
kind of getting
about
there.
20 hours in, I'm about a third of the
Quarter.
way
Yeah.
in
Right on.
to everything. And the thing is, to get the platinum trophy, you have to do a second playthrough in like New Game Plus. There's a new difficulty. So it's like right now the options are story focused and action focused. And I went
Okay.
action focused. I'm here for that. Like I wanted the smoke. Um
I mean, it's Final Fantasy. Yeah.
yeah,
No, I get
it's awesome.
it.
But then there is Final Fantasy mode, which is what you unlock with New Game Plus, where you get to start the game over at a higher difficulty with like remixed mini bosses. So like there'll be a stage boss where before it was just some plant thing, this time it's a chimera. And so I'm looking forward to doing that because that's just like start the game. The combat has just built and built and built and built. Like every single time I change up my abilities that I have, it's like a completely different experience and a completely different play style and like a different flow to combat. So
All right.
I'm looking forward to like starting the game off with like that just like even what I have right now, and I know that there's a lot more that I'm going to unlock because I still have Titan, Ramu. No, I have Ramu, uh, Titan, Bahamut, and who else? There's one more. Odin. Yeah. Titan, Bahamut, Odin, and there might be more. I don't. Oh, Shiva. So
You're playing the game. I'm assuming you play with Clive instead of Joshua in this game, right?
yeah, you play as Joshua for a little bit in the prologue,
Okay.
um, but outside of that, yeah, you're Clive the
You're
entire
Clive the
time.
entire
You
time.
have limited control over Torgal, and like anybody else who's in your party is just an independent kind of. They do their own thing. They, do whatever.
You also mentioned like you met up with Annabella, like she's like a big part of the game. Also, any other characters like you like so far inside of this?
Well, to be clear, what?
You don't like Annabella, yeah. Like I
Yeah,
wasn't trying to say that. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to say it like that. Who that? I get how that came out. No, she's an awful character. Sorry, my bad, dude.
but yeah. I mean, a lot of the cast. Sid this time around probably one of the best Sids in any Final Fantasy game that I've played, and just the consensus seems to be that the Sid in Final Fantasy 16 is the best Sid in the entire series, and I can see why. Uh, Jill's a really interesting character. Clive. There's a hooded figure who I'm definitely not going to spoil anything about that character, but that is a very interesting and compelling character. That every time that person's on screen, it's just like shit's getting real.
Hmm.
And I feel like this game, as far as Final Fantasy, normally it'll be like in the final boss fight, like some weird interdimensional, like crazy, insane stuff. Like, it's typically like the final boss fight where you'll get like this great reveal, but there was already a moment for me in the first 20 hours that has it solidified it of this game is better than it has any right to be. Alright, I see you sent me a list of characters. And just like scrolling through, I'll give you some immediate highlights. Clive, awesome. Elwyn, awesome. No spoilers on that.
It does sound like this game like went above your expectations, though. It didn't look like they went above and beyond.
Well, like, it gave me it delivered. Like, I was extremely hyped for it, and like normally like having high expectations for something will usually like will leave you let down. But for me, like, I've enjoyed every single second of this game that I've played, and like
that's cool.
I just want more consistently. Like, tomorrow I have like one thing I need to do. The rest of the day is going to be dedicated to just like sitting here and trying to make as much progress in Final Fantasy as I can.
No, I get that.
Byron Rossfield, another great character. Byron, cool uncle, awesome. Let's see. I can't speak on any of the characters in the Wallowed section because I haven't gotten to that part. Hugo, so far, it seems like... I mean, he's kind of justified in why he's evil, but he's just evil as shit. He fucked up a lot of shit. And so, yeah, currently, he's the icon of Titan, and currently that is the icon that I am on my way to fuck up, so...
Gotcha.
Torgal.
You're definitely gonna immerse.
Torgal's awesome. Sidolphus, awesome. Gav, Otto, I know they're gonna, like, they're building Gav and Otto and Tarja. They're building a lot of the people in the hideaway to, like... I've already seen character progression in some of these even, like, really minor characters.
Gotcha.
Nectar, the Moogle. Nectar's awesome. Me and Nectar hit it off right away. It's like, oh, you can understand me? Bet. Don't worry. I got you. So yeah, that's me and cool. Nectar.
Yeah. Sounds like you're really getting into this game. Sounds like it's speaking to you. It's doing all the things you wanted to do, which is contradicting to what, like, you know, one of our topics is going to be this week. So like, I'm really interested to hear you talk about like everything else we're going to be talking about today, because as highly as you're talking about this, and like, you know, knowing that what the sell records are, wink wink, is interesting.
It sold 3 million copies in the first week. We know that much. And I want to say the game... I think
it's number 6. The 6 selling?
It's the 6th best-selling PlayStation game. So...
PlayStation. That's right.
Let me see if I can bring up this list. Got me juggling screens here, D.
I know. Trying to get on top of my game, man. Trying to have a good time talking about this.
But yeah, so Final Fantasy 16 is the fastest-selling PlayStation 5 exclusive ever, and the 6th fastest-selling PlayStation exclusive. So here's a list of the fastest-selling PlayStation exclusives. First is God of War Ragnarok with 5.1 million, and like
Oh,
now it's up to 11 so I want to say this is in the first 3 days. It sold 5.1 million, and then now it's at
wild,
a total of 11 million. Last of Us Part
wild.
2 was 4 million in the first 3 days, and now it's over 10 million. Final Fantasy 7 Remake, 3.5 million in the first 3 days, and then it's over 5 million copies of that have shipped. Um, Number 4
Well,
is
like these production companies are making TV shows and movies out of it. Like you get it, like what they're doing, because like you hear these numbers, like they got to dip their fingers into it.
right. It's no like, and if they keep giving us quality ones like Castlevania, like Last of
Right,
Us, like The Witcher, like
right.
they now there are bad ones out there. Like I can't get a good Monster Hunter show for any or movie anything. I can't get good Monster Hunter content that isn't on YouTube or Twitter to save
I
my
will.
life.
For me though, like the biggest like one is that Ruby is teaming up with Justice League and making a film out of it. That's wild to me.
See, the thing with Ruby and me, I have very little experience with Ruby. My the most familiarity I have with Ruby is through Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, which was it was Blaze Blue characters, not Guilty Gear, Persona 4 characters, Ruby characters, and what was the fourth one? Blaze Blue, Persona, Ruby,
Fortnite.
Under Night. It's really bad that you said Fortnite and it made me get to Under Night. But yeah, it was Under Night Inbirth. That's actually that's one of my favorite fighting games to this day. And I found out about it because of Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. And I found out about Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle because I was a big Persona 4 Arena fan. So, but
Wow. See, like
Ruby was originally created by Monty Ohm, who was like a YouTuber who would make these fighting, like action fighting animation. So like Dead Fantasy, I don't know if you ever saw any of the Dead Fantasy series on YouTube. Like those are created by Monty Ohm, and sadly he passed away. It's probably been about 10 years now since he passed away. Um, but he was one of the initial creators and like animators and like concept designers behind Ruby, and since he passed away I feel like it'd be hard to like go and get invested with that. Like I know a lot of other people worked on it and it's being handled by other people, and it seems like there's a big community around it. I don't know, I just have weird feelings about it.
Like a lot of folks feel that way when it comes to Berserk. I know like we're going down a path away from Final Fantasy 16. But like yeah, I've heard the same thing about like fans who of Berserk, and like like yeah, it's his friend taking over, and like he understands his work and his friend, but like it's so like there's somebody else taking over this property, and like yeah,
uh,
I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah,
yeah, so that's the thing of
yeah,
like
I get it.
it's one of those things of like some of the music that they've released of Mac Miller is like after he passed. It's like these are good songs and like he's a consistent artist, but like if he wanted to put out these songs, he would have put out these songs.
You would have put them out, yeah,
Because he
exactly.
just released the album right before he passed, so.
I feel that way about Prince. Seeing Prince on the internet, like Prince didn't want to be on the internet, and the fact that y'all keep putting Prince on the internet, it's like it's a weird feeling that you guys keep doing that. So no, I get it. He didn't want his songs being commercials, like any of that stuff. It's like all of it just feels dirty. Just feels. I hear you. I hear you completely. These creators who pass and someone take over their property, like yeah, we wanted to keep on going, of course. Like we don't want to see Liam Hemsworth take over as Geralt in Witcher, but you know what? Just way it goes. Went a rabbit hole.
Hey man, like Berserk is one of those properties that I really want to get into, because like as like somebody who is, I'm a great sword main IRL. Like all I need is like a two-handed. Chris in our Discord earlier dropped pictures of like a full-size Buster Sword replica, and I was like, I need that. I need it.
That's cool.
I'd just be podcasting with a giant sword, just like over
Just
my
taking it out.
shoulder, just like, yeah.
Ah, that sounds cool.
Do like victory poses and stuff. Get good at like twirling it without cutting open my ceiling.
Exactly. We both went to the twirling. Exactly. Oh man, that sword's so damn cool. Such a cool sword.
All right. So earlier you alluded to it. Well, let me get through the rest of these best-selling, because the best-selling PlayStation exclusives. So Spider-Man had over 3.3 million in its first 3 days, 20 plus million lifetime sales. God of War 2018, 3.1 million sales first 3 days, 23 million lifetime. Final Fantasy 16 is over 3 million in the first 3 days. So that's at number 6. And then number 7 is Ghost of Tsushima at 2.4 million in the first 3 days and 9.73 million total.
It seems like the 3 million, like a lot of these dude bros like who play video games, they keep showing up for all these games every single time, except for Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know who got the ball on that one, but yeah, that's nice, man.
Well, Ghost of Tsushima, like one of the things is a lot of these. God of War was an established franchise. It has The Last of Us Part 2, so that was already established. Final Fantasy VII Remake established. Spider-Man, like pop culture icon. Like that game would have sold even if it wasn't that good. Right. But it was that good on top of that. Again, God of War, established IP, Final Fantasy 16. It is the 16th core Final Fantasy game. So,
and like that Ghost of Tsushima, like it's even on the top 10 list or something like this. Like all these established names, that says a lot for it.
Right, Ghost of Tsushima being in 7th place in the company of God of War, Last of Us, Final Fantasy.
And Spider-Man,
and Spider-Man. Like that's not too bad of like.
That's not a bad spot. You're right. Oh man, I saw that on Twitter. I think you sent it to me. Like, good God, this list is insane. This is a crazy list.
Well,
I get more. Like next year's gonna be even better than this year. And this year isn't even over yet. We just hit July.
Right. We've still got Armored Core coming later in the year. We've still got a lot going on for 2023. There's Tokyo Game Show coming in September.
We're gonna have like your top 8 games of the month also. So make sure you guys check out Anton's top 8 games of the month to play this month here. If you're not still playing Final Fantasy 16, then of course.
Well, yeah, I've already gotten a couple of games together for the top 8 of July. It's just really, if you have a PlayStation 5 or you're in the market for a console, you should be playing Final Fantasy 16.
There it is.
Play the demo and say I'm wrong. That's all I'll say. There's a free demo.
It's going to be the one game. There it is.
I mean, Spider-Man's coming in October, so...
Yeah, it'll hold you over until then, for sure.
I mean, even if you don't go down the crazy path that I'm going down, that'll take 63 and a half hours. Main story is 32 hours. If you critical path it. The other game? The other game I've been playing, honestly, is Marvel Snap.
Okay. All right.
I really tore into Marvel Snap. Like, I got back into my account.
I don't know how you did that, dude. I don't know how you did that, like, in 3 days. No idea.
Well, it was like challenges. I just sat there and I min-maxed my challenges. I did not care about my rank whatsoever. Win, lose, draw, whatever. Like, I was completing... It's like, play 24... cost cards. All right, I'm going to do like half my deck as 4-cost cards. I'm gonna play at least 2 of these over the course of this game, and let's see how this goes. So, I really.
All right. To help you guys fill this out, like this dude told me that his account was not working for a good minute, and he had to find out like, how to get back on it. Like it took you going through your Google to retrieve it, right?
Yeah.
And when you got it back, you wanted to buy this month's version of this season pass, which is Spider-Man. Like it's $20.99, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Ham. It's like all the Spider people, and you wanted to get them all.
No Spider-Ham. $20.99 wasn't actually part of this. $20.99 was part of the collector thing, like the collector tokens. It was like, you can.
I think Spider-Ham was too. Yeah, for 3,000 of them. Right.
Right. And so $20.99 was I got that from that, and then it was Spider-Gwen, which I can't think of what her like actual
Ghost Spider.
Ghost Spider. So she was the like card, and then there was a new Miles variant, and then this got me Spider-Man, and then there was like a variant of that was
that art
into the Spider-Verse.
That art.
Yeah.
I tell you, my goodness, that art is so damn good. Good damn. You made a Spider-Man deck too, I believe, didn't you?
Oh yeah, that's like my primary deck is like I got Spider-Man, I got Miles Morales, I got Nightcrawler, so I can like move to like use Miles Morales sooner. I got like regular Spider-Man, and then
if those of you who don't know, also the I think it was it's a move deck essentially, right? Like so all the characters move.
Yeah.
I found a lot of
or
silk.
benefit off of moving.
Season Pass is Ghost Spider. Series 5 is Silk. Series 4, $20.99, and Series 4 is Spider-Ham. Those are the cards. I went to Marvel Snap Zone on Twitter to find this. I just posted on my page.
But yeah, Spider-Ham, I guess, would be because I also have Spider-Woman from the Symbiote season. Like whenever I think that was like the first season with Symbiote, and they had a Symbiote version of Spider-Woman. So
Ham is fucking annoying. Period.
Spider-Ham
is fucking annoying.
What did he do?
Oh, you haven't played against him yet. Spider-Ham turns your most powerful card into the same power and charge to bring it out, but no powers. It's just a ham. It's a pig. It turns the card into a pig, and that's it. So say you had Dr. Octopus, he still costs 5 to get out. He still like hits for 10, but he's a ham. Like that is it. Yeah, that's it. It's annoying. It really is. So I got Null a few times. Super powerful. Like at level like 32 or 46, about to bring him out. Spider-Ham shows up, turns him into nothing. Just a hard hitter, no power. Like you actually know the power doesn't work because that gets taken away because he's a pig now. So yeah, I don't like Spider-Ham. I don't like that card at all. He's worse than Wong in my eyes. For sure.
Oh man, Wong would be a cool. I don't even know. That's the thing. A lot of times, like it has where I can get like one free like certain series card, and I'm like looking at these. I'm like, I don't know what any of these do. I'm just gonna wait until I see a character that I like, and I'm gonna grab that and hope for the best.
You get that Wong and White Tiger, you're sold. Like, or that Wong and Black Panther, you're sold. That is an OP deck. The High Evolutionary deck is good at stopping that deck. The High Evolutionary deck is probably one of the most annoyingest deck in the game right now. Like, they're gonna have to nerf that thing because it is too powerful. Period. You played against it? You played against the High Evolutionary deck at all?
I don't think so. Not yet.
It's a ping deck. It pings you. So Cyclops comes out. He pings you. The Thing comes out. He pings you. Wasp, she shoots you every turn. Every turn, you get shot. Yeah, you lose hit points. Every single time she's out there. It's a full-on ping deck, and I can't stand it. I can't. Like, it's it gives all the cards that have no attack ability the ability to lower your card's hit power every turn. So yeah.
Do you're really out here in the trenches of Marvel Snap, and
Bro,
I appreciate it. Like
they beat me so many times. Like it's holding me, dude. It's getting to me, man.
you feel the rage and the hate in your voice of just you have had it, and that's what it takes to really understand and be good at a game. Is to like just have it just be like I can't. Like that's why when I was good at Overwatch, it was because I hated Overwatch so much. I was so tired of losing in Overwatch.
Yeah, it'll motivate you. I haven't gotten there yet, mind you. I just made like an Agatha Harkness / Hela deck, and this deck pretty much brings every card back onto your field. Like it's a deck that sacrifices all your cards, but it doesn't matter because you got Ghost Rider and Hela in your hand, so you just bring cards back whenever you want. And I keep losing with it because I had that damn high evolutionary deck or that Spider Ham deck. So you know what, man? I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna keep on making cool decks because the Deadpool deck also isn't working for me. That destruction deck. I got Death in my hands, and she can't do nothing for me. It's something else, man. But the game is fun. It's really addictive. I can't stop playing it. It really sharpens my thinking tools. These locations. I'm just gonna put Galactus in my hand and say screw it. Like, whatever. I was like, whatever. Just use them the entire time.
The Watcher, that's what you really need.
That's what I need, exactly. In every day.
But yeah, I mean, that was kind of the game. I think you were prompting me earlier to talk about Zelda, because we were kind of on the sales train. I haven't played any Zelda since, I don't know if we've recorded since we got back from the beach, but my wife and I, and then like Chris and Jalen in Madrid, and Chris's fiance, and one of Madrid's friends, we all went down to the beach, and I played a little bit of Zelda, like, while we were down there, but since we've gotten back, like, it's been... Final Fantasy 16 came out the week we got back, so I've just been playing, like, nothing else has really motivated me whatsoever. I got a couple things on the Steam sale, like I got Final Fantasy 16 and got that, not 16, 15, and got that up and running on my Steam Deck, but yeah.
Well, it seems like 16's been taking over for you. You think you're ever going to get back into the Final Fantasy and like finish it up? I mean, not Final Fantasy, but Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, I'll probably really be motivated to beat it before the end of the year, so I can have Game of the Year deliberations. Because there's no question about beating Final Fantasy 16. So, but I want to give Zelda a fair shot, because if Zelda ends up winning a lot of these awards. It was
will.
Like
it will. It's best game right now. Like, yeah, it will. Come on.
It was like last year. I had to beat Elden Ring and God of War to just be like, because I knew God of War was going to be that contender out there, and I knew I wasn't sure about Elden Ring until like, for me, Elden Ring was like Game of the Year, and I was like, oh yeah, no, 100%.
Dude, come on. That was weird to me. Like you were like so on the fence about Elden Ring like not being Game of the Year. Like I was very surprised. Like it took you that long. Like to
well,
think,
no,
you know what?
For me, I knew once I like in the midst of playing Elden Ring that Elden Ring was going to be my Game of the Year. But it was like Game Awards and like all the like IGN like big outlets. It's like did they also experience how great Elden Ring was? Or because God of War had recency bias, like with a lot of people. Like for me, like towards the end of the year, I was like, I could understand God of War winning Game of the Year, but for me, without a doubt, it was Elden Ring. So we've still got about half the year left.
That's Spider-Man coming up.
Yep. Well, I don't. Spider-Man will be in my top 5. I doubt it'll be my number 1. It would have to do something really special. Starfield, I'm probably not going to play this year. I'm not playing Hogwarts Legacy.
Diablo 4.
I mean,
no.
I know next year, I got my most anticipated game of 2024 already, which is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
The dude said next year. I know next year I'll probably be playing it, but this year probably not. Probably not be playing it.
Oh, well, Starfield I'm definitely not paying full price for. So it'll either be I play it through Game Pass somehow, or...
So your eyes, like, it's already not in a contender in your eyes to be Game of the Year. Like, just because,
I mean,
like, you
that's
won't even put
just
your money
not
through
my
it.
style of game. Like, we talked about this last time of, like, Bethesda.
Yeah, Bethesda, yeah.
That's not
I remember.
Like, I'm not hurt by the fact that Microsoft bought them and all their games are Xbox exclusives because... You know what's PlayStation exclusive?
Do tell.
It rhymes with Final Fantasy 16.
Can't believe you just said that shit. What could that game be, I wonder? So it could be Redfall, right? That could be Game of the Year. No. Right? No? No, you sure?
Not for me, contender, personally, it'll be between... Because Zelda did have a Game of the Year moment. But also Final Fantasy 16 has already had a Game of the Year moment. And I know I'm not I'm not even a third of the way to where
still comes out this year too, doesn't it?
Huh?
Alan Wake still comes out this year too, doesn't it?
Yeah, but Alan Wake, man, that actually physically made me tired thinking about.
Damn! He actually yawned. Wow. God.
I mean, it's not my Final Fantasy 16 was my most anticipated game, and it has lived up to and exceeded all of my expectations for that game. So,
sorry, Remedy. I'm very sorry. Remedy, if you're watching, anyone's working and listening to this right now, I apologize for my.
I mean, Remedy's just not. I doubt I'd ever get sponsored by Remedy to do anything because I've never played a Remedy game. Oh wait, nope, that's not true. Control. I like Control. I didn't beat it, but like what I played of it, I really enjoyed. Control's cool. But outside of that, like no Alan Wake, no Quantum Break, no
Warhammer, no Armored Core. No, none of these games are gonna be doing it for you. So it seems like you are
Armored Core I'm excited for. Like
yeah?
I'm anticipating my top 5 being Final Fantasy, Zelda, Armored Core, Spider-Man, and who knows? Maybe Hi-Fi Rush?
What? Seriously?
Yeah, I really want to check that out. Like, because that's another third-person action game, but it's also a rhythm game. And so, I mean, it seems like it's going to be one of the best things Xbox puts out this year. So, if I have very strong representation from PlayStation, I got representation from Nintendo with Zelda, you know, maybe Xbox will have, like, because the people that I know that have played Hi-Fi Rush and actually beaten it, like, say, yeah, it's really good and it's really worth the time investment, and so, and it's not as big of a time investment as Zelda or Final Fantasy, so I want to give it a try. Play it on my Steam Deck, you know. It might be on part of this Steam sale. Let me see.
We're gonna come back to this. We're gonna come back to this. Like we definitely are. What was the other ones? Hi-Fi Rush, Armored Core,
Final Fantasy. Top 5. Zelda, Final Fantasy, Armored Core, Spider-Man, and yeah, Wild Card. We won't even like pin down Hi-Fi. My number 5 slot is a wild card slot. There's still like there's this new game, 20 Seconds Till Dawn, I think, that I got on Steam, and it looks
Okay.
really cool. Like it's an indie game, so
See this?
there's space in my top 5 for like something to come along and really wow me. Like
What's the name again? 20 seconds. What?
20 Seconds Till Dawn. Let me make sure that's actually right. Busting out the Steam Deck's not collecting dust anymore.
That's what I was about to say to you. Actually, I was just like, I wanted to look it up first, but like I was gonna say that to you also. Like this is like the first time you mentioned your Steam. I don't know, probably about 5 episodes.
20 minutes.
20 minutes till done. Okay, 20 minutes till done. All right.
But yeah,
okay, that's cool.
It looks maybe bust out my Steam Deck recently, but
it looks like a Vampire Survivor like. That's what I'm getting the vibe from with this here.
My brother-in-law definitely like hooked me up with the Steam gift card, so.
Oh, that's right. You ran an errand for him. That's right. You told me about that.
Yeah. So. Since that's what had me break out my Steam Deck and like really decide to hammer home the. Really hammer home.
I'm watching 20 minutes till dawn. This is definitely a Vampire Survivor like. That's exactly what I see.
Oh, okay. I wasn't even 100% sure what it was. I just remember seeing a cool trailer, so.
It looks pretty cool. Like the game wise, looks pretty. I fast forward, went about maybe 6 minutes ahead, and just started watching the gameplay. It looks pretty interesting. Like the graphics to it is crisp. It's gonna look like it'd be fun to play with a controller in your hand. For sure.
Well, I mean, in handheld mode, like the Steam Deck, it doesn't have the best screen, but it has a good enough screen that. Oh, okay. So yeah, I just hovered over a review on YouTube, and it like showed Vampire Survivors. So, oh yeah, this is definitely a Vampire Survivors like, but it has an interesting art style. So
yeah, it looks nice. I like it. Looks good. Looks real good.
So yeah, I'll give that a spin. Gave Final Fantasy 15 some playtime. Because that was one game that I really wanted to get for Steam Deck was like Final Fantasy 15 because like I could go back and try and get the Platinum on PlayStation, but there's something nice about like a lot of these games that I have completed save files on PlayStation just starting completely fresh on a new platform, and Steam Deck, like it was good for Nier Automata for that. It's been good for Final Fantasy 15 for that. So.
Been doing it for you, sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, it picked an inopportune time to become part of the rotation because, like, really, I'm keeping both my dual senses charged just so I can keep my Final Fantasy uptime at maximum.
Just let everybody know also, 20 Minutes Till Dawn is also an Apple game, so you can play it on your iPad and phone as well.
Oh, cool. Is it free on there?
That I don't know.
Because I know Vampire Survivors cost on Steam, but it's free on mobile, so.
I'll keep you posted on that. Like we were talking about like the publishers like doing some stuff too, weren't we? Like weren't like the publishers of late?
Well, so Microsoft's been trying to buy Activision Blizzard, and the FTC. Oh, yep, it's free on iOS. So
versions. There's 2 versions. There's one for $3 and one is free. There's a premium. Oh, the premium is $3, but like there's a free version for 20 minutes till done. Maybe I should give it a shot if you're playing it.
Yeah, that's definitely a game we can talk about.
Well, I'll download it, like, regardless.
You gonna go for the $3 one, or you going for free?
I'm going for free. Who do you think I am? Daddy Warbucks? Get out of here. $3. That's $3 that I want to spend on the game. I mean, I don't like. But like, I can't play
But
Vampire Survivor.
if you do like it, will you spend the $3?
If it's good enough, if it gives me the same kind of feeling I get when I play Marvel Snap, like yes, if I can do more with it than I did with Vampire Survivor, because Vampire Survivor likes to cap you when you get too powerful, and that's bothersome for me. So I stopped playing it. Maybe. Like when that big demon comes up and just attacks me the entire time, there's nothing I can do against that with any of my characters. Like I'm done. Like okay, I'm not sure why you guys put this in the game, but like have fun. I'm done playing this now. So they literally capped me. I don't know what the point of that was. I got all the characters and I can't do anything else. There's no more characters to get. The levels they get annoying after a while.
See, this is where if you were playing it on Xbox or Steam, you'd be going after the achievements.
Yeah, see, yeah, there you go. It'd be like how like Marvel Snap is. Like they give me those achievements to go for, or the season pass that I can like put like $10 into, get some cards, all that stuff. But I can't do that. Yeah, I'm Vampire Survivor. You're right. If I had a Survivor on Steam, it'll get me more immersed. That's why I want one, because it'll give me that gamer drive. You know what I mean?
The gamer drive you need is the SSD in a PS5.
There it is. Dude's always telling me on that. That's where you worked at Best Buy in a past life. You had to.
I mean, I got my PS5 right here. You see this arm? It is currently touching my PS5. That also PSA. Apparently people's PlayStations are overheating while playing Final Fantasy. Clean out your PlayStation. It's like $2 at Office Depot for a can of compressed air. Clean it out. Like dust builds up, but like it's been out, and I mean it's been out almost 3 years at this point. So if you have like a launch era one and you've never taken your side plates off and you've never just given it a good dusting out, like
now's the time. Now's the time. Let's get that done. Yeah. Absolutely. Like I get. Like,
I mean, I used to be really bad about that, and then like PS4 generation was the first generation where I really like regularly would like take the panels off my PlayStation and like dust it out and stuff. But yeah, PS5 I've been especially vigilant about it. I'm pretty sure my PS6 is gonna like, it'll just be a hologram or something.
Be like the PS9, like you stored it into your nose like a nanobots, and you start playing. You remember that old commercial? I know you know that old commercial. Come on.
No.
Are you serious?
Snorting nanobots?
Yeah, that was the old PS2 commercial, and like it was doing a mock commercial for the PS9, and the PS9 was like nanobots that you snorted into your nose, and like it made the game seem like they were real all around you. So like you turn into the video game.
VR.
Essentially, yeah. Well, but with nanobots, exactly. That's exactly what it was like. It was like VR, but with nanobots.
I need PSVR 2 to get like a steep price drop, and just like.
I think Apple cornered the market on that. I think what Apple doing with their visor, their Pro, that's it. It's game over. Like, no joke. Apple won the VR games. I don't care what anybody says. Like Steve Jobs
doesn't have controllers.
Not yet. Not yet. It doesn't.
It says like that's one of their things is that it's not going to have controllers.
I remember when CBS said that Supergirl is never going to be on the CW, and like that's what the show ended up canceling after 6 seasons. So yeah, people in higher places of position say stuff all the time. I definitely think they're gonna see the value of this headset and put a controller attached to it, because that out of all the VR sets I've seen, that is top notch.
What would be really cool is because they can track like where your phone is and where your watch is, like being able to like having, because it has spatial awareness, like a lot of the stuff is currently gesture based, like with the people that have done hands-on with it. So you could really, 2 Apple Watches, or like an Apple Watch and like some sort of extension thing that's fully tracking like all of your hands and stuff. So
and with all the cameras that the Vision Pro has, like like along with the watch enabling what you're doing and how you're doing it, and using
When
like
the
your
Apple
tablet.
Vision SE drops, it's gonna be like amazing.
It's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be absolutely nuts. You're absolutely right. And like having like the function of probably use like a tripod situation with your tablet or your phone as an interface. Imagine playing games like Dead Space, or what's that delivery game with Norman Reedus?
Oh, Death Stranding.
Like having like a tablet that's like a viewfinder, so like whenever it comes up, like your vision just shows you like that your viewfinder is your tablet sitting right next to you. And it's like, dude, like this is gonna be nuts. Or having like a
Well, you
like
don't
your
even need that. Like,
it'll be in the glasses. Yeah,
right.
you're right. Nuts. All of it's nuts. Just all of it. All of it. Like, and there's power in the glasses, and I hear like they're very comfortable to wear. Also, like, yes, absolutely yes.
Yeah, I
I
mean, Apple's usually late to the game, but then they come into the game and take it over. So,
open that fucking door. Kick it wide open.
so
Oh man.
I'm really looking forward to it. That and the
Yeah.
Apple car. Once the Apple
Ooh,
electric car happens, like,
that may be it, man. Like I was never an Apple guy in my youth. I was always Android this, Android that. I was a stupid kid. So there's that. Android, like no offense to those who have Androids. I mean, a little offense. It's Android, but Apple is like it's the way to go. And, like we all gotta buy phones. We get what we can get. I'm not trying to be an elitist or anything like that. But like if you want like top notch tech,
here's
Apple is
the
definitely the
thing.
way to go.
Like, for a while, the only phone that even had me remotely attracted to Android, well, there were two. It was the Google Pixel and the Samsung Galaxy Note because that stylus. That stylus goes really hard.
I used to sell them. I used to work at Best Buy. I used to sell Samsung devices. I used to work hardcore selling Samsung devices, tablets, watches, cell phones, all the latest model that came out. I had a Note. I had a Note and an S4 at the same time. So I get it. Like I get like the joy behind having a Samsung device, and like the Google, like it gets all that bloatware off of it and just has like the interface of Google, like a device that the Android uh, program is based off of. Like when they bought it and acquired it, like it works seamless. It works better than like the most Samsung phones the Pixel does. But yeah, man, like
Right,
it's like
but the thing is, the accelerated aging, like iPhones have a longer tail on them,
there it
especially
is.
now, than an Android. Like,
There it is.
so if you're gonna spend $1,000 on a phone, like you're better. That is a smarter investment to invest that $1,000 into an iPhone than to spend that $1,000 on an Android that's going to be obsolete
Like
much
2 or 3 years. Exactly. Like you can get like a iPhone 6s and it'll still work just fine. You get a Galaxy S4,
quicker.
it will brick on you. It will brick on you. Like the storage couldn't even keep up with it. But like even if you get a 16 gig like iPhone 6s, it will still update to the latest model, like the latest version of iOS, and be just fine. I can't talk
Ah,
enough. Eh, my kid has
I
one. My kid has an S, and she works just fine with hers.
the 6S because I thought the 7 just lost support this year.
Let's go to the Googler machine and find this out. Because I know there's also the other S that I can't think of the name of, because there was a model that came out after
The
the 6S.
SE.
There it is. Yeah, my son has that one. No data attached to it, but he has that one. Old phones of ours, of course.
But yeah, I could have sworn that like iOS 16 dropped the iPhone 7.
There it is. You're right. Yeah, 7's the last one. So, oh no, and 6S. There it is. And 6S.
Oh,
And 6S series. Yeah. Looking on
is it
NBC.
getting 17 as well? Because 17's coming out within the next couple months.
Ooh, it only says 16 compatible. Yeah. So you're right. It could change after that. Oh, that'll be, our kids be disappointed if that's the case. Shit. Although that's the cool thing about Apple also, like their older models like depreciate in price value as the new ones come out also. So like if you wanted to get the phone that will still work at the tail end of these new updates, you can get those at like say maybe
Well,
250
like if you
unlocked.
want like even one without a home button, like the
Sorry, that's what I got.
10R, the
Yeah.
10R is like a really great deal. I have the
I
12, like just the regular 12, but I'm thinking when I next upgrade, I'm going to get like the Pro Max, the whatever Pro Max, because I'm like I know that this screen, in all technicality, is like the biggest screen that I've ever had on my iPhone. It's just
right.
I feel like I could go for a bigger phone.
I got I can get in with Xfinity, and Xfinity is essentially Verizon for those of you who don't know. And I can get myself a new plan there, just having pulled the trigger, man. Like having a new phone now that I'm older with kids and everything, it's intimidating because like if I break my phone, I'm gonna be
Oh,
dead. So,
you gotta
so
get a case and a screen protector. Out
I
like
know
you
I hate screen
cannot walk.
protectors.
You hate
I
screen
I
protectors?
hate them. I know it's like the Reservoir Dog. Like I hate Tiffany. I hate screen protectors. I don't like them. I just don't. Never have.
Not even really good, high quality, like tempered glass, absolutely no bubbles, like perfectly. Like, so the manufacturer of my case makes my screen protector. So my screen protector fits perfectly within the margins of my case.
I see where you're going with this, but like, I haven't tried like the ones that can absorb shock and absorb scratches because every screen protector I used to get before, like they absorbed, they didn't absorb those scratches very well, and you can see all like the nicks and cuts all over the screen. And it hasn't been, I will say honestly, about 5, maybe 6 years since I bought myself a screen protector. So the technology may have changed drastically since then.
Well, yeah. I know tempered glass, like, I had the thing with the one that I have now, like you can see the scratches, you can see like the stuff, but that's not on my phone screen.
Right.
All I would have to do is pop this off and put another one on there, and like my screen's still in pristine condition.
I guess that's where I usually drop the ball is not putting a new one on. But you know what? Like you gotta touch up stuff all the time, so I should probably move past that. That's the way to look at it. I'm looking at it the wrong way, or like
Well,
the not best way.
this one, like, I know, like, what is it? Incipio? No, Spigen.
Oh, nice.
So I know that theirs, like, it's like a little tray you put your phone in. Like like it gives you the stuff to clean your screen. You sit your phone like down in it, and then you like slide your finger down this like screen protector, and then you lift it out, and it's like stuck to your screen, and then you like peel the protector off, and it like perfectly aligns it to your phone because your phone sits perfectly in the tray and everything.
Cool.
So
It's like the tech bros. That's like their go-to company for cell phone cases and whatnot. Yeah, nice.
I didn't even know. Because I know,
Again,
like, I would
solo.
typically go with OtterBoxes. Like, I used to go Defender, and then I got, like, kind of like step down and step down and step down. And then I had this one case for. That's Incipia, right?
Take it, Sprick. God, they need to change the name of their fucking company. God, that sounded awful. God, oh man. Spock, Spigen. Anyway, what were you saying? Spec. That's what it is. SPECK. Spec. Oh my goodness. That's the company. That's the logo it was.
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like as long as you have, like, some shock absorption, like. iPhones are getting stronger and stronger.
So also a reason for me like for not to get like a screen protector. I get a case. I'll get like a nicer case. All of them. Always. Like the case always be top notch for me. But screen protectors, I usually don't put
Well,
too much stock.
I had a screen protector on my iPhone 10, and then it like the screen protector cracked. Like I
Oof.
dropped, and so it scratched my screen. So it came off. My screen was fine, except for the fact that it got scratched by the screen protector like cracking. But it's better than the screen cracking. So
I guess it is. I guess in the long run it most definitely is. I'm looking at the show we got on here, the Among Us getting an animated show. I told my kids about this. They were freaking pumped.
Have your kids played Among Us? Is that in their rotation?
No comment. No, my youngest 5, she watches YouTube videos, and like most of the YouTube videos do the audio from Among Us. So she goes around the house and is like Among Us all the time, like almost every 5 minutes. Among Us all the time.
You gotta just reply with Among Us. And like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Among Us.
It's Among Us. And Daniel, get in the chopper. And my kids were told it's something sus. If something is sus, if we're out and about with somebody and someone does something suspicious, they will scream it out. Oh, that's sus. That's really sus. And I'm telling you, I get those people for a loop, man. No joke. Kids have no filter whatsoever.
I mean, that's,
So they're gonna watch the hell out of the show. I'm gonna watch it regardless. I want to see if they're gonna have ghosts on the show or not. So I'm here for it. It's gonna be on Paramount Plus, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I think my sister was talking about getting Paramount Plus. That was getting Zoe 102, right?
Is that the sequel to it? Is 102?
Yeah.
I know the show preview was 101, but it's like the new one 102. Is that what they're calling it? That's what's it? The Spears kid, right? That's her show. Which is funny because her show canceled because she got pregnant. Not funny, just that's why they canceled. That's why they canceled the show because she got pregnant.
I think I knew that deep down, but I mean, that's my sister's realm of things. So.
Hey man, I live in like the scape of performing and like in the tea of that world, and like that was some tea back in this day because Britney Spears was doing her weird thing. It's like, oh, well, at least this other Spears, like she's doing all right. No, she got knocked up at like a teenage age. Like, oh, so yeah, all right. Like it did not leave a good mark on the Spears family after that, for sure. I don't care, like for the Spears do what they want to do. Like for society, they were not pleased. But this new one, I mean, what's her name? iCarly got her thing, Redux. So I guess it needed this also. So yeah.
Well, I mean, iCarly, I can vouch for iCarly was quality for a good period of time. So.
Oh, so that was your age. Like you were like the teenage or preteen watching the show.
Well, it was more my sister, but I would tolerate iCarly. Gotcha. I had zero interest in Zoe 101. I had zero interest in Wizards of Waverly Place and Hannah Montana. Absolutely no interest. But Zoe 101 was had good jokes.
I gotcha. I was far too old for any of those shows, but I did know about them in passing because the animation that they had on Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network and Disney Channel were at times top notch. So I knew
that was the era of Avatar. Nickelodeon was straight up for Avatar.
SpongeBob was top tier. No one can touch.
Still not the biggest SpongeBob fan.
No.
When I was a kid, I felt they're TV rots your brain. I felt like SpongeBob rotted my brain.
What's the rot? I gotcha. It can. The subtle nuances that SpongeBob puts into each episode is something else, man. It's something to be wondered because they get a lot of stuff.
There's a reason there's in every cycle of memes there's a SpongeBob meme.
Exactly, because SpongeBob gets it, dude. SpongeBob gets how the world works. They live in a society.
Pineapple under the sea.
The society is kind of socialist, but capitalism is there, and that it's very Star Trek
Mr.
in
Krabs.
a way. Yeah, he's a greedy capitalist, but that's not the entire society is not a capitalistic society because everyone can live for free. No one goes hungry. There is no homeless. All that stuff, but capitalism is still there. It's very Futurama in a way. So yeah.
When is that coming back? I need a date, D, because Jujutsu Kaisen and Bleach are both coming back like this week, and I am pumped. And I need Futurama. Like I'm ready for Futurama to be back.
It's gonna be this month. I know it's gonna be June.
June's over. It is July 2nd now, D.
You are correct about that, too. It was originally announced for May 18th. I got that part. Crap. I had this. Like, I had this in my head. I keep forgetting the dates. Like, these dates they change all the time. July 24th on a Monday is when it comes out.
Okay.
July 24th. That's when the new episode of Futurama comes out. And I think Lower Decks, a show I just called Lower Decks and Futurama rivals. And I still hold to that. I don't care what anybody says. Like, they are rivals. They have a lot of the same essence inside of it. Bumbling crew who don't take anything serious. And, like, has, like, a lot of weird, subtle nuance that, like, doesn't make any sense sometimes. I swear, like, at times they're the same show. And, yeah, Futurama got, like, Futurama got, like, its inspiration from the original Star Trek. And, like, just been bouncing off, like, all the other ones here and there. Even, like, with storylines and tropes. And Star Trek, Lower Decks, actually is Star Trek. And, like, that's, like, the beauty of both of these shows. Like, one of them is paying homage. Another one is, like, is doing satire of it. And, like, it's a beautiful rivalry. They are the Marvel and DC right now. Is Futurama, Lower Decks.
Sci-fi adult animation.
Yes. I wholeheartedly agree with that. That Futurama and Lower Decks are official, unofficial rivals. For sure.
Did you ever watch what was it, Deep Space Nine?
Oh yeah. Was Space Jesus? Hell yeah.
Hold on.
Ben Sisko was Space Jesus, man. Yeah. You got to watch that entire series. Like, and probably watch it another time after that.
Oh, no. This is not what I'm talking about. What am I talking about?
Voyager?
No. It's not it's an animation sci-fi show. It was on TBS. And then
Final Space.
Final Space.
That show is like Mega's SLR, and like no one can ever talk about it again. Like you can't even like bring it up because that show is technically non-existent. So yeah, just like Mega's SLR, Final Space is a non-existent show. That show does not exist anymore.
Wait, what do you mean it doesn't exist anymore?
No one can put episodes on their streaming networks. No one can do repeats of it. The show cannot ever go into syndication. HBO Max itself, who owns the show or owned the show, can never play any episodes of those shows ever again. Like when Warner Bros. Discovery bought out HBO Max, they got rid of Final Space. Like a lot of shows that were being canceled and taken away, Final Space was one of those shows that was taken away, and like it's gone forever now. Like it can never come back into the limelight that is like television. It can never come back. And now it can Mega's SLR. Like those shows are gone forever.
Oh, is that like dang, what is it? It's from the regular show people. Close Enough?
Show is also one of those few that can never be shown again. Yeah. I think Primal is that show from the guy who created Adventure Time. The trippy show that he created. Like that show can never be shown.
Midnight Gospel?
Can never be shown again.
Wait, no, that's still on Netflix. I just saw an ad for that.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You sure it's the same show? Are you sure it's not like a remake of the show or like a new continuation? Because that show was on the list of shows. I could be wrong. Midnight Gospel, you said? That's the name of it?
Yeah.
All right.
It's showing available to watch right now.
All right, so maybe that show like I got caught out of the loop. Also on Netflix, so Netflix may have bought it before it went on the wayside. Gotcha. But I know that show was one of the few that was on HBO Max roster. Nuts.
I'm glad Primal. Like I might need to get like Primal. That show is fucking awesome. Like I might need to get a Blu-ray or something for preservation.
Isn't it weird? Like, how this works, how like these shows can just be gone forever because the company bought it out. It's nuts, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's dystopian as hell.
Yeah, it is. Just someone's creation. put all that time and effort into it, like, and it's gone forever. No one can ever take part of it. It says it's on YouTube now for $1.99. It's the only place you can watch Final Space. I think Megas SLR is probably the same way.
I mean, that's kind of a fair trade-off. Like, if the only way to watch it is to buy it a la carte, like, yeah. I think that's kind of fair.
Okay. And Megas SLR, you can buy that one for $1.99 each on Apple TV. And I was looking up The Middlemen, same place, Apple TV, $1.99, and another old show that was canceled after one season. That is Almost Human, also $1.99 each on Apple TV.
What about Close Enough?
Close Enough. Shows it's for free on Prime. It's for free on Prime. I guess Prime bought it. Interesting. Also $1.99 on Vudu and Apple TV.
Okay.
But I guess Amazon bought it. 3 seasons.
Cool.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Right on. I didn't know that.
Now somebody got to buy Velma.
get that show the fuck out of here. That show's getting a second season. I'm not sure if most of you know that, but that show's getting a second season. So yeah.
And I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, you talked about that. He's like, I'm on it. I don't care how bad people say this. I'm gonna keep on watching.
I mean, it was pretty bad. I'm not gonna sit here and defend it or anything. But God, I was able to find some joy out of it, man. So.
That's good. That's all that matters. That's the point of it all, anyway. So yeah.
All right. Well, I think we've hit all the topics we had planned to talk about for this week, Dee.
Yep.
We were supposed to take a break part of the way through this. But
we can do it next episode. I want to try to get back to Radix, man. Yeah, just go on with it. I want to try to go back to Radix and do a show there. I mean, I want to stand up and talk there too and talk about nerdy stuff, man. Like this is standing up to do a show feels good. It keeps me going. Like I don't yawn as much when I'm sitting down.
The only time I yawned is when you made me physically tired by making me think about having to play Alan Wake 2. All right? I'm on my A game right
now. Remedy's getting dragged to the call. Like, move over, Bethesda. We got a new company we don't like. Get out of here, Remedy. I love it. I'm joking. I'm so joking.
I almost said that one of my most controversial takes. Rockstar, you could put on that list too.
Ooh! Oh my God! Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever really liked a Rockstar game.
Wow! All right.
Well, that, remember, you can follow me around the internet, cheesycontrollerpodcast.com, on Twitter and Twitch. I'm Anton Sixxx with 3 X's. Instagram and PlayStation Network, I'm Anton the number 6 with 2 X's. Gee, where can people find you?
You can find me wherever you find FTO Nerd Talk. Wherever you find FTO Nerd Talk, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the places. Make sure you check me out.
All right. This has been FTO Nerd Talk production. Until next time, keep it cheesy.
And take it easy.